Well, students, good evening to all of you. Today, we are going to discuss the topic, the most important topic of B.Ed, M.Ed, growth and development. Right, guys? This comes under your paper 1, psychology of learning and development. Right? So, under this topic, we will study the meaning and definitions of the growth, characteristics of growth, then meaning and definitions of development, characteristics of a development, and most importantly, difference between growth and development. Okay. And last, we'll talk about the principles of growth and development. Right, guys? So I'm going to start the topic from the growth. What is growth? Growth, basically, it can be defined as the quantitative changes in an individual's body, such as changes in size, weight, and height, as well as it also refers to increase of heart, brain, muscles, and other body parts in general, which can be measured. The important thing is that, guys, here, growth is a quantitative changes, right? And it can be measured. Two things you have to remember. Okay, growth means changes in the size, weight, height. This is called the growth. Okay, when we see now, person is, size of the person, weight of the person, height of the person. So basically changes in these all things, it is called, growth is, going to be happened, right? As well as when there is a growth of a heart, brain, and muscles and other body part, which can be easily measured, comes under the growth. Clear? For example, growth of a child means the increase in weight, height, and different organs of the child's body. Okay. And along with, you have to remember, which can be easily measured. Okay. Whatever you can measure, it is called the growth. Okay. Harlock has given a one definition. Growth can be defined as change in size in proportion, disappearance of old features, and acquisitions of the new one. Right? Growth, basically. So thus, guys, growth refers to an increase in physical size of the whole or any of its part, which can be measured. Right? Now we discuss the characteristics of a growth. Right? So number one, growth is basically, it involves all structural and physiological changes within an individual. Okay. And second, growth is external, physical in nature. Well, you can see the growth, right? It is a external, you can measure the growth of a body of the child and man, right? Next is, growth does not continue throughout the life and stops at a certain age, right? For example, height of a person, height stops at the certain age. It does not go up to the death of the persons. It does not increase up to the death of the person. It stops at a particular stage, right? This is the characteristics nature of the growth. Okay, growth. Next is, fourth point is, growth may or may not bring development. Okay, means it is not responsible for the development, may or may not development. Okay, when we'll start the topic development, we'll come to know, what is the characteristics of a development. Okay, next, growth is a quantitative progress. Already I have discussed, growth is a quantitative changes, within an individual. Growth is a part of development. This is the most important, guys, right? Growth is a part of development. Okay, development goes from birth till death. Okay, individual differences among children are due to growth. We have seen some children are, they have the good growth, they have the good physical structure, some are lean. So that means it is due to the growth. The rate of growth of different parts of the body is different, and it can be measured accurately. And the last point is that growth influences the process of development, but not always. Sometimes due to the growth, it influences the effects on the development, but not always. Right, guys? So I think the part of a growth, you have cleared that growth is a quantitative changes within an individual. The size, height, weight, that comes under the growth, and growth can be easily measured, and it is a physical external in nature, right? Now we move to the development. What is development? Development, guys, first of all, it is a wider and comprehensive term than growth. Development is a continuous process through which physical, emotional, intellectual, or cognitive changes occur, right? So it is talking about physical, emotional, intellectual, or cognitive changes occur. For example, example of development. Development of a child means changes in shape, form, and functioning of various parts of the body of the child, as well as behavior. This is the most important. As well as the behavior that can be observed and assessed. Right, guys? So you know what new thing has added in the development? The new thing is that behavior of the person, right? You know, cognitive, intellectual development of the person, that comes under the development, not the growth, right? Behavior you cannot measure, because whatever the organs of the body, parts of the body you can measure, that falls under the growth, right? But behavior you can only observe, behavior you can only assess. Okay, that's why it comes under the development, and this is the new thing add. It talks about, you know, behavior of the person and forms and functioning of the person, right? According to the Skinner, development is a continuous and gradual process, right? So it is a, you know, gradual process, but it goes from birth till death. Okay, and Stevenson, according to Stevenson is another psychologist. He has given a one more definitions of a development. He said that development is concerned with the study of changes in behavior throughout the lifespan. So now you think has cleared now. It development hai, it goes till death. Ana? Starts from the, you know, womb of the mother and goes up to the, up to the death, right? So next we talk about characteristics or development, characteristics of development of, and you know, from this we'll come to know more deeper. Okay, but what is the nature or characteristics of development? Okay, so number one, development is overall and progressive changes of an individual. And it has already cleared. Now, development is a internal in nature. What we have done in the growth was external or physical in nature. Now here, development is internal, right? Next, development is a continuous process throughout life. Okay, throughout life development, right? There is a modifications of the behavior, forms, and functioning of the different parts of the body. Hana, you see throughout the life. In starting, you know, child cannot do the, you know, lot of operations with the fingers, with the hand. Okay, but you know, when he or she grows, he start functioning, you know, so many functioning with the hands, right? First of all, you know, when he was a baby, she was a baby, he takes the whole hand to you know, capture any of the object, and later he can, catch the object with their finger, hold the object with the finger and with the help of a thumb, right? But in the starting stage it was not possible. It takes, you know, whole hand, right? And next is that development also involves psychological changes. Guys, this is the most important, right? Psychological changes within an individual. Psychological changes means you cannot see, right? It is an internal. What is going into the mind, what is going into the behavior, right? Only you can observe. Why these topics are in your MEd? Because guys, because B.Ed and MEd is related to the teaching methodology. Okay, if you are not familiar with these growth and development, how you can teach effectively to the student, right? Research has proved that if you want to teach effectively to the student, so then guys, you have to understand the student first. You have to understand the child first. What is the, you know, growth and development of the child? What is the interest, attitude, knowledge, intelligence, creativity, okay, of the child? Only then guys, you can teach to the student. You can stimulate the learning power of the student. Okay. Next, development is a qualitative progress, right? Qualitative. Okay. Not quantitative in the, growth part. Next, development also includes growth. So now we have come to know that development is a continuous process, right? It goes from birth till death, right, guys? And development is a and development includes the growth also. Okay, growth we have also learned now. Growth stops at a certain age. Okay, but development does not stop. It goes, throughout the life, right? Next is that development is influenced by maturations and learning, right? It is a very much related to one's environment. It is a qualitative and hence cannot be measured. Okay, so development you can only observe, you can only assess. Okay, you can only assess. Development occurs even without growth. You have seen that now. Some persons are, the height is not increased, don't have a so much growth, but he is very sharp, he is very intelligent, right? Development occurs even without growth, right, guys? So this is all about the growth and development. Okay, this is the difference between growth and development, right? First part, growth is a process of becoming larger or longer in physical aspect. On the development side, see on the development side, number first point, development is a process in which something changes in physical, social, and psychological aspect, right? And number second, towards the growth, growth includes the height, weight, size, shape of the body organs like brain, muscles, right? On the second side, development, it comprises not only physical changes, but cognitive, social, and emotional changes also, right, guys? So emotional, cognitive, it is all about the behavior, it is all about the mind activities, right? And the third point of the growth is growth occurs in different parts of the body, and development, it brings changes in an individual, right, guys? Number fourth, growth is for limited period. It is for limited because it stops at a certain age, like height of the person, it stops at a certain age. That's why it has a limited period. And development, fourth part, development is a continuous and lifelong process, starts from the birth of the child and ends with the death. Fifth part, growth is a quantitative in nature, means one can easily measure the growth of a child. And on the fifth side, you know that development is a qualitative in nature and one can observe and assess the development of a child, right? Number 6 point of growth, growth tells about one aspect of personality, but in a limited scope. But development talks about the all aspects of the personality, because development includes the physical, social, psychological aspect, right? Number 7th point, growth is not affected by learning, but development is affected by learning. 8th is growth may or may not lead to the development. And 8th point of development, development is a integrative. Development in one aspect promotes the development in other aspect, right? What is the meaning? If child is, for example, if child is intelligent, having a good intelligent in a one aspect, he would be intelligent in the various aspects in life, right? Growth is a part of development, 9th point, but development includes the growth, right? So these are all the points. Last is growth is a physical process, and this one, development, talks about the cognitive process, right, guys? So this is all about the growth and development. I think you have come to know about the growth and development, right, guys? Next, the important one is, what are the principles of growth and development? Okay, so here we have to talk about all the principles of growth and development. Okay, how they proceed, okay, whether they are interrelated with each other or not. Okay, these all things we will discuss under the topic of principles of growth and development. Number 1 is principle of continuity. So guys, it is very much clear that both, even growth or even development, both have the continuity, right? Irrespective of, even growth stops at a certain age, but there is a still continuity now. It's starting from, you know, kids, when the baby, then, adolescent age, and up to the, although it has a limited scope, but it has a continuity. But when you talk about the development, development is a throughout of a life, right? So both having the principles of continuity, both following the principles of a continuity, right? Number one. Number second, principles of interrelation, right? So guys, both growth and development having the, interrelations. How interrelations? I have, written, see, if mental development is a above average, if, any of the baby, mental development of any of the baby is above average, means is above than all other baby, so it then is also superior in other aspects like health, sociability, right? So interrelations, right? Number third, principle of individual differences, right? Both growth and development. If you see that now, some students are, active, some child, some children are active, some children are, not so active. There is a difference between the students, between children. So guys, this is the principle of individual differences. It comes due to the growth and development, right? So both, having the principles of individual differences, okay, comes due to the growth and development. Okay, you see the, not even all the students, when you have a class of 30 students, you will find that 30 are, they having the differences among them. They having the differences of, attitude, aptitude, knowledge, intelligence, creativity. Even guys, twins are not alike, right? Twins are not alike. They having the differences. Number fourth, principles of growth and development is a sequential and orderly process. So guys, all the psychologists agree on this point. It is a orderly and sequential process, right? Means all the babies, growth and development of all the babies, of all the, children, is a sequential and orderly process. Okay. The fifth is proceeds from general to specific, right? Growth and development proceeds from general to specific. What is the meaning of a general to specific? For example, in starting, when the, when, new baby born, okay, he holds any of the object with the whole hand, right? And after, when he grows, he can, hold the object with the help of a thumb and finger only, right? So similarly, it happens with all the babies, right? So basically, first of all, there is a movement in the large muscles to the more refined smaller muscle movement. Okay, this is called general to specific, right? Sixth is growth and development is predictable. So naturally, it is a, predictable. Okay, always predictable during the lifespan, and we can predict. Next, development depends on maturations and learning. We have also done under the, characteristics of the development. Development influenced by the maturations and learning, right? And last is, it is a joint product of both heredity and environment, right, guys? So growth and development, if there is a, good growth and development, okay, it is due to the, joint product of both heredity and environment. Heredity also, as well as you have seen that now, with the help of, with the influence of the environment, okay, persons, grows and they develops. Okay, so this is a joint product of both heredity and environment. Means growth and development are influenced by the heredity as well as environment. Okay, Malab, you cannot say that this is the only factor is responsible for the growth and development, right? So both, it is a joint product of both heredity and environment, right, guys? So this is your, first topic of here in this topic, in this today's lecture, we talked about the growth, we talked about the development. Then what are the characteristics of a growth and development, right? Third, the most important, always these questions come, what is the difference between growth and development, okay, for a short note, right? And for a long, it comes define growth and development, and what are the various principles of a growth and development we have also covered, right? So under this is a long question, always comes define the growth and development and write the principles of a growth and development, right guys? Here I have told you, I have narrated each and everything, but guys, in examinations you have to elaborate all the points, okay? For example, 8 or 10 points you have to elaborate with 5 or 6 lines, okay? Notes I have already given to you, you can see from there, right guys? Thank you so much guys for this lecture. Thank you guys. So I'm going to stop this recording. Then I start the, another lecture, adolescents. Thank you so much, guys.